again, Guyana. I'm Malika Ramsey, and West Side Story this week comes to you from Canal Polder 1. And I will be talking this week, we'll be doing a lot of things in Canal Polder 1. I should say we'll be highlighting a lot of things happening in Canal Polder 1. And it would be my pleasure to be speaking with Dimitri Smarman, who is the APNU AFC counselor for this community and other nearby communities. But you'll hear from him a little later on in our program today. Of course, it's a rainy day when we are recording, so some of our recordings may be in and out. You may see us with umbrellas too, but of course it's all in the fun of West Side Story and all in the name of reminding you what the APNU AFC administration has done for residents living here on the west side to enjoy that good life that the administration continues to promise you. Stay tuned. This is West Side Story. For staying with us here on West Side Story. As I did say earlier, we are chatting with the APNU AFC counselor for this community, and of course Dimitri Smarman now joins us here on the West Side Story, and it is my pleasure to welcome him for the first time on our program. Welcome, Dimitri.
Hi, welcome, Malika, and thank you for having me.
All right.
I would like to also extend heartfelt thanks to the current administration for selecting me as their representative for the last local government election. And as you can see, yeah, and local democracy, the fruits of local democracy. We are doing works currently in our community.
All right, great. Well, thank you very much for inviting us and welcoming us into your community. Let's talk about this area specifically. What's happening here? We can tell that the drain is being dug, and people have seen this so many times on West Side Story. But tell us about the significance of it for this community.
Well, this is Malika, a farming community, first of all. But what over the years, I'm talking over 40, 50 years, some of these facades that caters for the residential lots have not been cleared. All right, so I took it upon myself, and of course this is the need of the community, to have these main facades excavated so that we can have the free flow of water and we can have proper drainage systems within the community. We're also extending this work into the farming lots, you understand? So because we're catering for farming, so we have to cater to that need so that when farmers, you know, they till the soil, they can have, you know, good drainage systems so as to be profitable in their initiative. So that,
all right, fabulous. So of course, viewers will be moving around the community, and Dimitri will come with us because no one knows the community better than he does right now. So I'm proud to say that we have the connection today. But Dimitri, how long this, in terms of the clearing for proper drainage and irrigation, how long, before we move off from here, how long are these works supposed to last?
My estimation, the works within La Rue's Adventure to Bordeaux, it's going to take up approximately 2 weeks with this excavator, but like I said, we have a larger excavator that is operating in the secondary drainage system, which is the larger canal trenches on the dams and so forth, providing much relief to the farmers who farm behind the residential lots.
Perfect. Of course, viewers, this is West Side Story. Much more with Dimitri Smarman coming up in just a few seconds. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on West Side Story. I did tell you that most of our program today will be done in the Canal Polder area, and I am here with Mr. Danraj BPAT. Dimitri hasn't left us. He is also still here, but the more the merrier, so we can see exactly what is happening in the communities in terms of providing that good life that was promised to you. Welcome to West Side Story, Mr. BPAT. It's really good to have you, and I'm told that you are the NDC chairman for this area, for Canal.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Let's talk about some of the works and how it's benefiting not only operations but benefiting residents.
Well, we're doing two phases of work. This work that's behind us right now, this excavation is for the farmlands. The farmers will benefit. And this work is done by the Water Users Association, Canal Polder Water Users Association. The mini excavator that you visited was part of the RDC NDC initiative to help the residents with their facade or their front drains that the wastewater drains into. So that's the work that's getting done for this area. As you may notice in the front area, there's a little bit of encumbrance that's being faced by the excavator, but the councillor, Mr. Sparman, has informed the residents that these works there are going to be certain inconvenience, and the residents must be is aware of what is going to happen. You know, minor problems.
So you're using this opportunity once again to let them be aware that, you know, there may be a bit inconvenience.
Yes.
All right. Dimitri, you want to add anything at this point?
Well, Malika, again, I'm happy that at least we can walk.
All right, we're gonna have viewers. This is what happens when we decide to record on site, but we want you to see that works are being done. So we're trying to move up a little so all of us will stay safe. So yes, Dimitri, let's talk.
Yeah, this is just another example of us working across the political divide. It doesn't matter what is your political persuasion. At the end of the day, community development is paramount. Because the intention in the good life for all Guyanese is really to bring benefit, bring that good life to each and every Guyanese, regardless of your political persuasion. And I've been working with the other councillors in the Canal Polder, and I can say so far that we've managed to bridge that divide. Because at the end of the day, if everybody happy, you know, that's the objective. And we've been able to achieve that. And we continue to work, not only in this area, but further down in the Canal Polder. I'm so happy to serve with these guys, and I can say that I've been getting the support at the council level. I've been making my representation, and I've been getting the support at the council. I ensure that my projects, my contracts are being supported, and they're supporting me currently. What I look forward to is in the future that as we go about doing our development of these various communities, that we set aside some of the political rhetoric and work for the interests of all Guyanese. Because at the end of the day, my philosophy is this: if my life can be of service to my people, then what is its use? And on that mantra, I've been progressing and ensuring that works are being done for the people within the Canal Polder. And I'm happy to be a part of this team that, you know, is serving the people right now.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Dimitri. We're also now being joined by the Works Chairman. Works Chairman it is, Mr. Ramatar. Thanks for being on West Side Store with us. It's certainly a pleasure to see so many of you out and supervising the works and ensuring that things go the way that they should be.
Thank you, Malika. Let me say my experience with the council is 4 years and over. And I'm as an old head, I'm encouraging my youths with me to go ahead. I want to see the work continue, and I'm in support of every venture that is to be established to make our people comfortable, and we want produce out of our area. We want to be canal #1 as the fruit basket of Guyana again. That is our objective.
Perfect objective, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Of course, viewers, this is not all of West Side Story for today. I'm happy that this is what's happening, but for the purpose of safety, I think it's better if we just get out of this area for now. So, of course, this is West Side Story, and we will continue in a moment from right here in the Canal Polder area. Stay tuned. To be a beautiful day. When we began earlier, it was raining a bit and some drizzles, but we seem to have overcome that and the weather has held up for us. Now we're still in Canal Polder, of course, #1. We're at as you can see behind me, we're at the Laventure Secondary School here in this community. It is important for us to always try to plug the importance of education and so on into our programs. And Councillor Dimitri Sparman is still here with us on West Side Story. He'll be chatting with you and with us here in a bit as he tells you about some of the works that would have been done as somewhat of a civic duty to improve the conditions of this school, whether it be for specifically information purposes or for recreational purposes. But we're going to go on the inside of the school compound and he'll tell you all about what was done to make the school experience, the school life experience for the students coming to this school an improved and a better one. Of course, this is West Side Story. Stay tuned. We'll go on the inside in a bit. As promised earlier, we're now on the inside and we're going to show you that play field again. Dimitri, I am taking his word. He has called it a civic duty, and he will explain to you a little more what he means in terms of providing and making this play field a little better for the students here at the La Ventura Secondary School here in Canal Polder. But before we even show you what the amazing condition of the playfield now, I'd like our cameraman to just give you an idea of what it was even before the works began. And of course, in the meantime, Dimitri is going to speak to us. Dimitri, what's happening now? Our cameraman is showing the viewers what it looked like previously before he shows us what it looks like now. Let's talk about the work that you would have done here.
All right, what you're seeing here is basically bushes. This playfield was not looked after in over 30-something years. I'm a product of this school. So when I got elected as a councillor, I couldn't even wait until government provided the funding. I went into my pocket and I went deep down and I refurbished this ground because I know if we can get the children, the students of this school actively involved in sport, I think it's going to transcend itself into their overall performance. So I started that initiative. I refurbished the ground. I got it plowed, chipped, rolled, back blade, graded. I did all the works. I'm currently waiting on Mr. Christopher Jones because he would have promised me some light up as part of the Light Up Guyana campaign. And we're currently waiting on the access dam to get a bit dry so that we can excavate the pitch.
Okay. Well, Dimitri, I'm going to ask you to pause here for a second because now what we're going to do is take a walk into the direction so that the viewers can actually see what the ground looks like now. You would have been seeing what it looked like previously before the works would have been done. So behind us, you'll see what it really and truly looks like now. And of course, Dimitri, we're going to come back to you to talk because you did mention Christopher Jones. And just to remind the viewers, of course, Christopher Jones is the Director of Sport. And you did say that you're waiting on him, you're waiting for him to approve.
Because what we can do, now that we have this facility, on any given day in the afternoons, after work especially, we'll find assembled here over 40, 60, 70 youths assembled here playing football, cricket and different sporting activities. As a matter of fact, we have a second division being played here every Sunday from these different football clubs and so forth. So I'm happy to know that I was able to provide this facility so as to help, because we cannot depend on government alone. I think if you have some money and you can do something for the betterment of all the people in your community, I think you should go ahead and do it. And I think that is what is lacking in society today. Persons might have some resources, but they lock it off. They're encouraged to lock it off also. And I think if you come out into your community and you invest, it necessarily mightn't be an entire play field, but invest in a child. In terms of school materials and different things, you find something to do. I think it would be a blessing, and I feel fulfilled personally. I feel good that I was able to accomplish this for the students, and I know they value it a lot. As a matter of fact, because of this facility, they were able to practice and train, and we got good results from the last school's championship. We were able to secure gold and other medals at that, simply because we provided the facilities with them.
I want to do this. Not everyone likes it, but I always have to push the envelope in everything that you do. Even you taking it upon yourself. You people call it voluntarily. In everything that you do, there is a price. Are you in a position to give a possible estimation about how much would have been expended thus far to do all of the works on this ground?
All right. Malika, it would have cost almost $500,000. We're talking about grading. We're talking about plowing, chipping, leveling with the black blade, and grading, rolling. As a matter of fact, I borrowed the estate roller, and when it started the work, it broke down. I had to repair it. The steel to repair the roller was $80,000 for a length. So you could understand it, one of those TIMs. But it didn't matter because I was on a push to get this facility up and running. My expectation is to liaison with Mr. Dennis Ekra. I would have already informed him. We need like 2 pavilions now. I'm out of cash more or less, so I might not be able to stand at the expense. But I'm going to call on the region to assist me, provide a pavilion. Or 2, so that we can start. As a matter of fact, we're having inter-school sports on this ground. We had inter-school sports on this ground. And schools from Parfit, Army, and so on are coming across now and utilizing the facility for sporting purposes because they don't have this kind of facility over there as yet. But I know, so I feel good being of service, Malika. I feel good. There's nothing more fulfilling than what I'm doing here right now, being of service to the people in the community. And it is my intention, to continue and to go up again for re-elections for the next elections coming. And I hope I would have done enough to deserve re-election and the confidence of the people in my constituency, and not just my constituency. And I'm not only speaking on my behalf, but also on the administration, because had it not been for the administration having the faith and confidence in me, having me as a candidate, I would not have been able. And this is what the Good Life speaks about, giving everybody an opportunity.
Thank you very much, Dimitri. Well, so far you have certainly indeed showed what you can do and why people should actually vote and re-elect you. Our viewers, we're almost to the end of today's program of West Side Story, but we have one more stop to make right here in Canal area, and this is something that is of concern to everyone, and you can see that relief is on the way, and that is the beginning of the road here, right here in Canal number 1. We'll just give you some ideas and show you what has already happened with that road and remind people that relief and help really and truly is on the way regarding the disastrous state of that road. This is West Side Story. Stay tuned. I have with you here this week on West Side Story. But before we go, I thought it important to wrap up our program from the main road here in Canal number 1. And I was just told that this road was actually built since the 1970s, and this is the first time major works are beginning. I also got some information that some of the residents, at first the residents complained that the road was in a disastrous state, and now they're complaining that the Ministry of Public Infrastructure would have begun works on the road. Now they're complaining that the dust from those works is affecting them. The thing is, you will be inconvenienced in some way, shape or form. So on behalf of not only the Ministry of Public Infrastructure but this entire community, we're calling on persons to be a little more patient and a little more understanding. You want a good road, you want a proper access road, you have to be inconvenienced in some way, shape or form. Of course, as we're out here today, I did tell you earlier in this program that it's a rainy day. The sun is now coming out. It's very, very hot. So hopefully the sun dries up all of the water so that the works can continue. I'm also told that the workmen had to stop because of the rain. They can't do the major works that they would like to do on the road while it's raining. So hopefully we get some sun for the next couple of days, especially leading into Mashramani, so that the works can go at the pace that it really should go. So again, just to call on you to be a little more patient, a little more cooperative, of course, so that you can get that proper road and you can all be safe and in good health and so on. Until next time, this has been West Side Story. I'd like to take this opportunity also to thank everyone who appeared on our conversation here today on West Side Story, especially the APNU AFC Councillor, Dimitri Sparman, and all those other persons who contributed and spoke to us today on West Side Story. Again, that's all the time I have with you. I am Malika Ramsey, and this has been West Side Story. Take care.